Welcome back to Capital US Pulse, where we break down power, politics, and the real story behind the headlines. Today, we're diving into a major moment in US politics, the rollout of the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill, a massive tax and spending cut pushed by Donald Trump. But here's the twist. The numbers are in. And the reaction? It's not what the White House expected. The chalk numbers, so let's start with the data. Because this is where things get serious. Back in 2018, during Trump's first term, tax cuts were popular. At the same point in time, his approval on taxes was plus 2 points. That means more Americans approved than disapproved. So now fast forward to today, his approval rating on taxes is 28 points. That's a 30-point collapse. So let that sink in. Even more shocking among independent voters, the group that decides elections. Trump is 58 points underwater on taxes. That's not just bad. That's politically dangerous. Tax cuts. But who feels them? So what's going wrong? The administration says Americans are getting benefits. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime deductions for seniors' car loan interest relief sounds great, right? And yes, on paper. Refunds are up 11% compared to last year. But here's the problem. People don't feel it. So why? Because the real economy hits harder than any tax cut. Gas prices, rising. Groceries, still expensive. Housing, out of reach for many. So even if someone gets $300 extra per month, it disappears almost instantly. The real killer. Cost of living here is the brutal reality. Americans don't judge the economy by policy papers. They judge it at the gas station. And right now, prices are climbing again. That means your refund feels smaller, your refund feels less, your confidence drops. In fact, a recent poll shows 70% of Americans say taxes are too high, up from 59% just a year ago. So even after a tax cut, people feel like they're paying more. That's a messaging disaster. So let's go deeper. In 2018, 61% of Americans said taxes were fair today. Only 47% say that, and 49% now say taxes are not fair. That's a complete reversal. And there's one major reason behind it. The wealth divide narrative. More Americans now believe the system favors the rich. In fact, 38% say their biggest frustration is rich people not paying enough taxes. That's a powerful political message. And it's exactly what Democrats are already targeting, because when people feel squeezed, they look for someone to blame. Political messaging works right now. Both sides are fighting hard. Republicans say this bill puts money in your pocket. Democrats say this bill helps billionaires more than you. And here's the problem for Republicans. This reality is getting in the way. Because no matter what politicians say, people trust what they experience daily. And right now, the experience is expensive, the hidden factor. Global tensions, there's another layer to this story. Rising global tensions, especially involving Iran, are pushing energy prices higher. And that decision? Its critics say it comes directly from Donald Trump's foreign policy moves. So now, a domestic policy win is being overshadowed by international consequences. The final verdict lets bring it all together. The One Big Beautiful Bill is now 20 points underwater, overall is 41 points underwater. Among independents, that means more Americans dislike the bill than support it. On the very day it was supposed to shine. Outro 14. 15 minutes. So here's the big question. If Americans don't feel richer, if prices keep rising, if trust keeps falling, then what was the point of the tax cuts? And more importantly, what happens next? Because with midterm elections approaching, this could decide everything. Call to actions if you want real, sharp breakdowns like this. Subscribe to Capital US Pulse, because the headlines don't tell the full story. We do.